People make a lot of assumptions about Idaho, and one of the biggest assumptions I hear people make is that they think Idaho is super affordable. Well, I'm here to unfortunately burst your bubble. There are some reasons that Idaho is not so affordable. So, can you afford to live in Idaho? Stay tuned to find out. Welcome back. You are viewing your favorite North Idaho real estate agent on our YouTube channel, North Idaho Lindsay. As always, I appreciate you guys being here and watching this content and engaging in the comments. So make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Share this video with anyone that you might find that needs this information or might find this informative. And if you have questions, make sure to put them in the comments. You can also email me or text me. Be happy to respond and have a conversation with you. I get calls all the time from buyers and sellers, here locally and also abroad in other states about our market. So happy to have that conversation with you. So don't hesitate to reach out. So, like I said, a lot of assumptions being made about the affordability of Idaho, and sometimes I think that there's some sticker shock about some things, that people just made the assumption that, Idaho is the Wild West and it's not a very populated state, so everything must be super cheap there, right? Well, I'm unfortunately here, like I said, to burst your bubble and tell you that is not always true. Now, there are some things in Idaho that are more favorable than our surrounding states or other areas of the country, but there are some things that aren't. So let's go through this list. I think I have about 7 things here that we're gonna go over in terms of affordability. So first and foremost, I'm gonna talk about taxes. So Idaho has the 14th lowest property tax rate in the nation, which is pretty good to be in the lowest 14 states in terms of property taxes. We are obviously surrounded by, Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada. They have much higher rates than we do here in Idaho. So that is a definite plus for Idaho. When it comes to state sales tax, we have about a 6% sales tax rate on goods and services consumed in our state. That puts it pretty right in the middle in terms of all 50 states, right in the middle, pretty average compared to a lot of other states. So we're pretty on par. We're not the most expensive. We're not the least expensive. We do have Washington next door. They don't have any income tax, but they have a higher sales tax. So sometimes we see people coming over here to Idaho to purchase stuff because it's a little bit cheaper in terms of the sales tax. Now, like I mentioned, income tax. Idaho ranks number 40 on the list of 50. So we're, bottom 10 there in terms of our income tax rate. Again, like I mentioned, you've got a state next door, Washington, where they don't have any income tax. So sometimes people work over there and live over here in Idaho. But we're pretty low on the scale in terms of property and income tax, and we're pretty average in terms of sales tax. So the next thing I want to mention here is gas. I would say that overall, Idaho is probably one of the cheaper states for gas. Of course, right now, gas in April of 2022 is running at an all-time high. We see anywhere from $3.50 to $3.99, $4 a gallon, depending on the day for unleaded. And of course, diesel is paying a little bit more. They're paying more at the pump, $4+, $4.15 per gallon. So those people that drive trucks and SUVs, the gas guzzlers, which we've got a lot of here in North Idaho, they're feeling the pain at the pump the most. It could be $200+ to fill up a tank, and that is painful for sure. So overall, though, I think we're probably one of the cheaper areas in the Pacific Northwest to purchase gas. Next on the list is housing. So this is probably the one area of affordability where Idaho does not shine. We don't come in at the bottom of the list. We have seen massive increases in rent rates. We have seen massive increases in home prices. Right now, our median home price is above $530,000. It's over $500,000 for a home on average here in North Idaho. So back that up to 2016, our average, which was just 6 years ago, our average home price was hovering around $200,000. So we've seen doubling plus of home values in the last 6 years. And one of the things that we know too is that rent rates are up over 30%. So what used to be an $800 a month, rent on a studio apartment is now over $1,000, and $1,800 for a reasonably sized house. Well, guess what? You're paying $2,300 now. So rent rates have gone up significantly just in the last year, and home values and purchase power have gone through the roof. So another thing, inventory levels are lower than they've ever been. So of course, not just in terms of housing for purchase, but housing for rent. So vacancy rates are down and inventory is down. Buyer competition is high. We've had so many people move here, so many people relocating here in the last couple of years that it's really destabilized the housing affordability index here in North Idaho. So this is definitely the one area that we don't excel in terms of affordability here in North Idaho. Another thing, another cost to consider is childcare. Now, I did find in my research that the cost of childcare is actually pretty reasonable here in Idaho. In Idaho in 2021, Idaho tied Kentucky as number 4 most affordable state in the nation for childcare. So essentially, Idahoans are paying about 12.3% of their income on a yearly basis for childcare, which is still a lot. It's very expensive to have your infant being watched or your toddler being watched. But in surrounding states like Washington, it's 18.5% of total income. Oregon is 20.3%. California is 21.1%, and even Montana is up at 16.7% of income. So comparatively, Idaho being 12.3% as a cost for childcare is relatively low comparable to the states that surround us, and on a national level, being the 4th most affordable state for childcare costs is, again, a bright spot for Idaho. And last but certainly not least, a lot of times people are wondering, well, what's the cost, of groceries? How much is it going to cost to fill my cart and feed my family? Well, this is another spot where Idaho seems to be doing pretty well. According to a food cost study in 2021 with move.com, Idaho is the 3rd most affordable state in the nation for food costs. It costs about $281 a month to feed one person in a household in Idaho, $281 a month. And this is also numbers from kind of more the Boise region. So it might cost a little bit less up here, but we also have there's some differentiation factors in the Boise area compared to North Idaho, but I would say it's pretty consistent throughout the state. So let's just run with $281 a month per person. For comparison, our neighboring state, Washington, they have $402 a month per person for groceries. Oregon sees $375 a month per person for groceries, and California is $370 a month. And just to compare with Montana, which is another kind of smaller state, they're running at $323 a month per person for groceries. So Idaho's $281 a month is very affordable, and especially when you look at it on a national level, we're the 3rd most affordable. So in terms of taxes, gas prices, childcare, and food, Idaho's pretty affordable comparable to surrounding states and also on a national level. But the one tough spot that we have, of course, is our housing and rental rates. So Do you have any questions on other items of affordability here in North Idaho? If so, make sure to put those in the comments. Be happy to answer those or look into those questions and find information. But in terms of Idaho, pretty affordable here for the most part. Our cost of living is pretty reasonable, but definitely a tough time with housing. Come to expect that if you're looking to relocate. You're probably already feeling that if you live here currently. So hope you enjoyed this content. Again, questions, concerns, comments, put them in the comments. Also, feel free to text me, email me, give me a phone call. Happy to run other information for you. And then like and subscribe and stay up to date on weekly videos and weekly content. As always, very much appreciate your time and tuning in, and hope you have a great day.